Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. If you're watching this video, probably you're planning to visit Saigon or relocate here, and you've got a few questions. What is the best district in Saigon? How to find the best apartment? And what are the prices? So we've been living in Vietnam for 11 months now. We have a great apartment, amazing community, great neighbors, and our security guard is the nicest person. Every morning we have a small talk. Even though our security guard does not speak a word of English, we still have a small talk like, hey, good morning, good afternoon, and something like this. That's really sweet.
Hello, T. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon.
So basically, let me go straight to the point. How to find apartment in Saigon. The easiest way to find an apartment in Vietnam is to join one of those Facebook groups. There are groups in Da Nang, Vietnam, Saigon, doesn't matter where you're looking for, the point is the same. When you open it, you'll see a lot of suggestions from agents. They suggest a lot of apartments. And here you have two options. Either you post something by yourself, your criteria, what you're looking for, and agents will start reaching out to you. This is what I did. And a lot of agents reached out to me, probably like 20 or 30 agents in one day. And they all went through the screening process. If they suggested something irrelevant, I did not reply to them. But the good point is, that if you do this, a lot of agents will reach out to you with the same apartment, but the price will be different. So we've seen a lot of apartments we liked from two different agents, and basically they offered a completely different price. So maybe you could have a better value for money. And the second option is you can reach out to those agents, but I highly recommend you not to reach out to them on Facebook, but to download ZALO. ZALO is like a local social media. They use it for communication, payment, and just like they post some nice pictures and videos there. So basically, if you reach out to them on ZALO, somehow prices there are lower. So again, we've seen the same apartment being posted on Facebook and on ZALO, and the price was completely different. That's the first thing. And second thing, you could either choose from those that they have posted on their page, or you can reach out to them. The competition is very high and the demand is lower than what agents suggest. So basically, all prices that you see are negotiable. We did not negotiate the price of this apartment because we found it literally in 2 hours since we arrived to Vietnam. But if you want to get a lower price and a better deal, it's possible. So just for your information, the average price of one-bedroom apartment ranges between 9 million and 15 million. And the two-bedroom apartment ranges from 12 million to 23 million. I understand that you might be confused now because the gap is weird. One-bedroom apartment could be more expensive than two-bedroom apartment. But the point is that it all depends on the district, on the community where you live, on the facilities that are here. So this is why the gap is huge. So no matter what your budget is, you'll definitely find something here. As an example, right now, I'll show you our apartment. It is a two-bedroom apartment, and as I mentioned earlier, we did not negotiate the price, so we got a deal of 18 million. I'm pretty sure you could get it for like 16 or 17, but we didn't do it. It is located in District 3, right in the heart of Saigon. Got a free cleaning twice a week and free Wi-Fi, as well as the parking lot downstairs. We can park 2 bikes if we want to. We have only 1 bike though. It completely satisfied our needs because the management is amazing. Whenever something is broken, it is fixed in no time. They fix everything for free, even if it's like a fridge or a microwave, it doesn't matter. They replace everything. And the best thing about it, that as you go downstairs, there is a coffee shop. So we're working from home, and sometimes we have very limited time between our classes, so we can just go downstairs and grab some coffee. And the best thing for me is that in this building there is a yoga studio with a great community as well. So basically I can just go downstairs using the lift and go for a yoga class. I know that if you don't do yoga, you don't care about it, but that was a really great perk for me because I don't have to take a bike, go somewhere, then come back. It's just literally in my building, so that's amazing. Also, the best part about this location is that it doesn't matter where you go to the airport or you go some like to District 2, it's going to take approximately 15 minutes. So our trips, no matter where we go, they're not taking longer than 15 minutes. I think it's great. So if you have a dilemma, which district is the best one, let me explain to you quickly. So the city is divided into 24 districts, 19 inner districts, and 5 suburban. Some of them have numbers, you would see like District 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of them have names, so that is not too confusing. Districts 1 and 3 are considered to be the modern heart of Saigon. It's an old area, but the most popular area for tourists. So if you want to live among expats, if you want to live near all those tourist attractions like post office or Saigon shopping mall, then in this case probably you would consider a District 1, because the thing that I like about that district is that it has a lot of sidewalk, because a lot of tourists like to walk. But the thing you should remember that first of all, the prices are higher, but the good thing is that there are more supermarkets and more modern facilities you can enjoy. Second thing is that you will always be treated like a tourist in that district, so people would approach you and they would try to sell something. But once you spend there a couple of months, people who are working there, they would recognize you, and more likely they would stop approaching you because they would know that you live there. If you don't want to bump into tourists every day, but you want to live in this expat community, you may consider moving to District 2. In the past, District 2 was considered one of the poorest districts because, first of all, it's located over the river. It's not in the city center. There was just a dirt road and swamp. So that is a completely new district. All buildings there are tall, new, and beautiful, and that there is a great expat community. So as you understand, if you want to find some unique restaurants like Georgian cuisine or, I don't know, Azerbaijani food, then you could go there. But the prices there are higher, and this is why when I mentioned the price range, it was that high, because if you rent an apartment in one of those buildings, you get a chance to get a free gym or a swimming pool, but the price of your accommodation would be higher. In that district are a lot of shopping malls, parks, and there is a lot to do. This would be a good option for you if you want to be in a Western community and you don't care about Vietnamese architecture and their buildings, and you just want to enjoy modern facilities. Another popular expat district is District 7, and I personally love it. First of all, it's a really clean district. It's not in the city center, so there is no sound of horns. It's a very quiet district. It's a huge Western, Korean, and Japanese community, but I would say majority of people living there are Korean, and you can tell by the number of restaurants, Korean shops, and that sort of things. It has a lot of new buildings, it has a lot of universities, massage places. The prices, again, are higher than they would be in a more traditional Vietnamese area, but they're still acceptable, because if you're coming from European countries or from Canada or States, you will still find it affordable. In general, I would say this is one of my favorite districts, and if I decided to move to another district, I would definitely go for that one. And the primary reason is because I work from home. But if you work in a certain district, then you have to take it into consideration, because District 7 is like, it's 30 minutes away from the city center, and it may take a while to get to the city center if you want to hang out there. If you want to watch a full video about District 7 and restaurants and all the things you can do, please make sure to check out this video. And if this video is useful, please don't forget to reward me with your thumbs up and your comments. I really appreciate it. If you don't care about those fancy Western districts and you really want to be in a more traditional area, then you shouldn't go for District 1, 2, or 3. You may consider District 4. So if you look at District 4, it's a tiny humble island separated from other districts, and the only way to get to other districts is going across the bridges. District 4 is a great choice because of its location. First of all, it has a lot of markets with amazing seafood, and the price for accommodation there would be a lot more affordable. And the second thing is it links District 1, where all popular touristy attractions are, to District 7, which has a huge Korean community, which is very clean and quiet. So if you feel like you don't really care about expat community, but you want to be not far from shopping malls, from bars, and that sort of thing, maybe you would consider District 4 because it's traditional, it's affordable, and it's not far from other places. If you somehow admire Chinese culture and you've been living in China and you miss Chinese food, maybe you may consider moving to District 5. District 5 is very traditional, and if you remember, a while ago, Reese got a haircut on the road. He approached hairdressers on the street and they gave him a haircut. So that is located in District 5. District 5 is very traditional, but it has a lot of Chinese influence. There is a little Chinatown, and when there are some big Chinese festivals like Mid-Autumn Festival, you could see some decorations, markets, some Chinese food, and if you don't mind the area that's a bit rough, then District 5 is a great choice, because I feel like District 2 and District 7, they're creating this illusion that everyone is rich and there is no dust on the streets, there is no poverty, but in fact, this problem still exists here. There is still a lot of less fortunate people, and like in District 3, we have a lot of charities, for example, restaurants, they're cooking food, and there is a special box outside where they're baking bread, and it could be bread or water, and they put it in the box, and anyone who really needs it can take some food from this box. This was not the case in District 7 and District 2 because they're fancier. I haven't seen there any less fortunate people, and this creates this illusion that everything is great here. But in District 5, you feel like you're a bit outside of the city center and it's more traditional. Last but not least, the district that I want to mention is called Binh Thanh, located 15 to 20 minutes from the city center. By city center, I mean those old places of interest, post office, apartment cafe, and those buildings. It's bigger than District 1 and 3, and the thing that you know about it is Landmark 81. I show this landmark early in my videos. There is a huge park, there is a huge shopping mall, and in general, it looks like it's a developing area. As you can see that Vietnam is developing a huge area there. So every single day we see that they're building new facilities. So I would assume if you move there, maybe you would hear some sounds of the construction site. So be careful and make sure that you're in a new development, but there is no construction site nearby. The greatest thing about this district is that it combines something very expensive but something very local and traditional. Unlike District 2 or District 7, there you can see a lot of traditional Vietnamese culture together with Western influence. So this is why I would say this district is suitable for everyone. It's not far from the city center. The prices would be completely different depending on the community you choose. If you choose one of those tall buildings, it will be more expensive. But if you choose one of those traditional buildings, obviously it will be cheaper. So these are the key areas that, in my opinion, are really good for foreigners and for expats. It truly depends on what you're gonna do here, whether you come here as a tourist or you're relocating to work or you're working from home. So this is why I can't really tell you which district is the best for you. Everything depends on your purpose. As you know, everyone is using bikes here, so the best way is to travel by bike. No matter where you live, it won't take long. But if you're curious, Saigon is about to launch its metro. There'll be 2 or 3 lines, if I'm not wrong, and it will be open by the end of this year. So maybe your commute will be faster and it will be easier to travel from A to B. As you notice, I didn't mention some districts, and the primary reason for that because I simply don't know about them much. I know that some expats live in Go Up, and this is really far from here, about 45 minutes away from District 1 or District 3. But I know that there are some luxury communities as well, luxury houses. If you're living there, please feel free to share with me what is your favorite district, what do you think is the best district. I hope this video was useful and you'll have a great time in Saigon. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons, and see you later.